So you're probably looking at the runtime of this thing and wondering, just what the heck has he gone and done this time? Well, I wanted to try something different, a break from the tightly scripted down to the second videos that I normally post. But don't worry, this is something else I'm trying out, something in addition to. I'm definitely not trying to change formats, but I'm a fan of long format podcasts and videos. And I think hearing other people's perspectives is really helpful. And to be honest, there's just so many amazing musicians around here that I want you to hear from, because it's real easy to get the opinions of people like me and other hobbyists from forums and groups. And the super famous megastars, they get interviewed about their thoughts just about every single day. I think it'll be great to hear from the people who are out there killing it night after night with every bit the talent and tone and skill, and find out how they make it happen. Their habits, their preferences, their story, their gear, their approach to music. I think you're really going to like it. Now, this is the first run of something like this. A few things I do differently with cameras and microphones if I had a time machine, but Dylan is a great sport. He's got some amazing insight, some great stories, and that Chase Bliss pedal that he relies on just about blew my mind. And I want to hear all about it, so let's jump right in. Thought I'd mix it up a little bit. You've heard me talk about pedals, you've heard me play, you've heard me talk about stuff. I want someone else to talk about stuff, and I brought in my good friend Dylan Doyle.
Hey.
I want you all to meet Dylan Doyle, because he's going to be a big star. And you'll be like, hey, I saw that dude on that other dude's YouTube channel. Nerding out about pedals, guitars, amps, light, trucks, everything. Light trucks even.
Light trucks.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm just a upstate New York touring musician, independent, play a lot of like R&B, Americana, rock and roll type stuff, you know.
And you just spent some time on the left coast doing some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was in California for January, just kind of scoping it out. I ended up putting together a show together. I met a lot of I seem to be in I got into a jazz circle, and just met a lot of cool people, and I hung with Jimmy Vivino. At Norm's.
Is he the coolest guy? Because he seems like he's the coolest guy.
He's the coolest guy. It's the stories he tells. I'm like, this is what a documentary. It's like listening to a documentary, and he's just eating, a taco and telling you these crazy stuff. And or he'll just sitting on a stool and the story is coming out. And it's oh my God, you were there, man. It's yeah, he's insane. And then an amazing player and one of the sweetest people on top of it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And you mentioned you got into a jazz circle or something like that.
Yeah.
What is your style? How would you pin it down? Or do you not want to pin it down?
Yeah, I lately I kind of identify more with R&B, neo soul. That's what I listen to mostly. But before that, when I was really young, I came up in the blues circuit. So, I was a blues player when I was 13 and 14 and 15. And then I was Americana, and now I just am into the more sophisticated chords and sounds, more modern, I guess. I love all the old stuff, but yeah. I'd say the stuff I write now and where I seem to be headed is R&B, neo soul.
And did you come up a certain way with a goal in mind?
Yeah, the goals are always changing. The goals used to be, play blues festivals, play with the blues guys. Yeah. And then the goal was okay, maybe we'll be a Nashville guy and write stuff like that. So the goals are always changing.
Right. What is your style for getting into the mindset for music? Do you have to sit down and say I'm doing music stuff right now, or is it something?
Ooh, that's a great question. Every day there's hours in the day that it's kind of I'm going to sit and do my due diligence of practice, with a metronome. And a lot of it is, it's such a natural thing at this point. It's it's almost someone who cooks for themselves every day. Right. It's okay, it's time to play some music because that's what I do.
But do you ever shut it off completely?
only when I'm like depressed, you know, and then it's like, instead of, playing music, I'll like do nothing, so not really. It's kind of like I'm always playing, and luckily I've been hanging with a lot more musicians since the after times of COVID. So that's keeping things inspired. So for the most part, it's just like go
Nice
on the music.
So are you playing solo? I'm asking the question so everyone else knows, but you doing solo,
right?
As a band, trio?
I do some solo shows, but they're few and in between. Like they're more for like Sunday kind of things, like smaller shows, low key. I'll do a solo song in a set, but I'm a band guy. I like playing with the band. There's more you can say when other people are saying things with you.
Wow. Oh, that's on a t-shirt. That needs to be a t-shirt.
That does, yeah.
So
I'm totally going to copyright that. Look out, YouTube.
When you're writing, do you write for the other people in the band, or you just find people who have the same mindset who are going to follow along with you?
Well, I when I write, I just write like the like the chords, the feel, and then the lyrics, and then sing over it, and then I'll just present it to the musicians that I'm playing with a chart.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, and then like these are the changes. You know what to do, and I, as a band leader, like to leave it as open as I can to like, do and that's why I hire certain guys. Like I hire this one guy, Mikia Ito from the city. Cause like, he's like playing with water, it's
he's
like,
incredible.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
And like, if I like, he's on a gig, like I know, okay, I'm gonna play a little bit edgier and like meaner and angrier tonight versus like this other guy I'm working with, Jesse. It's like I'm gonna play clean and like it's gonna be more about the song, and then the jam section will be a little bit more on the experimental side, so it's like I hire everyone, I try and like find what their voice is, and then what is my voice with them, and bass players too. And then I can be the dick, like band leader that's like, well, I'm not feeling what you're doing, and that does happen too. And which always bums me out as well. And like, it's always the like hard conversation, but so, like I do have like an idea of what I want. And if what they're doing is like away from that idea, I will step in and say something.
But it's rare that you like completely dead end, like you're all staring at each other. Like...
I would think so, but the other, maybe I think I'm pretty like democratic about it. I try not to lead by like dictatorship in the music.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try to be, and I would hope that other gigs that other people are doing. Like if I were to take a gig, that's how I would want to be. Like, this is what I can do, and this is how I'm hearing this. You have the set parameters, but within that, this is what I feel. And that's what would inspire me. So I try and leave that for the inspiration for other people.
Awesome. So you got a Strat there.
Sure
You've done
do.
a bunch of stuff with the Strat today.
Yeah.
I know you've also played some Les Pauls. So what is your style?
The guitar wise,
yeah,
Strat, and maybe a Telly. I can't do the Gibson thing. Like I fake
but
myself.
You did.
I do. I still have. Like I have 3 Gibsons. I feel like I've got it all covered. I've got a 339, an SG, and a Les Paul, like with P90. So I have like the tone.
But I feel like you're a Strat guy.
I'm a Strat guy. Yeah. And I'm like this Strat guy. It's like
you hold it up.
Yeah, that's like one thing I learned in Los Angeles. Like I only had this guitar for like 2 months with me. Like almost really 3 months of traveling. I had 1 month was just this when I was in Los Angeles. And then when I was touring with my band, I had a Telly with, I think a Telly. Yeah, I had a Telly with me. And it was like, the Telly just was like, if I broke a string, like, I mean, this is like everything to me, It's
and
like,
what's going on in here?
It's a custom shop 56 Relic. It was my 17th birthday present. So 2014, it was my dream guitar. And I like my dad, he was like, well, for your birthday, I'm going to buy you a custom shop guitar. 'Cause like, I think you need one. Like we all need one,
Right.
Like,
we all do.
We all need one, and he was generous with it. And, I saw it hanging. I'm like, that's the guitar. Like a week after we had the conversation. And, then he like went through this thing. He was like, like I went to call about it, and it was sold on online sale, and I had pictures of it. I was showing like, this is the one that got away. And then at the 17th birthday show, there's the guitar. Like against my amp, I came in to play, do the hit, and my dad had put it on my amp with the card in the neck. And
Wow.
I mean, that's like the sentimental story
Yeah.
side of it. But I mean, it's just like the neck, the pickups, everything. And like, I originally just like aesthetic wise left the bridge cover on, but it adds this like tone to it.
Can we hear like a before after?
Yeah, it's so I don't even know if like if maybe I'm just crazy, but like it's only on the bridge, but like, you know, before it, like, and then like when you throw it on after, you get like a little bit more. Like it's just on the decay of the note, like. I'll turn the reverb off so you're not like. You hear it right there when you're snapping it more. It's it's like more. It's like a shrillness to it,
Right,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's musical because it's just more metallic sounding.
It's weird. That's weird.
And I love it. And it also has like I leave it so it makes it
You
so
got more contact area. Okay.
and makes it easier to do that. And then it also like keeps me from rusting my saddles, which I have a terrible tendency to do.
I noticed your other one has like mismatching.
Yeah, this one too. I did rust one. It's got a gold tooth. You know, yeah.
They're gonna start doing that with their relics, with their custom shots.
Oh, they so should. Like come on, like Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think, or no, Roy Gallagher had like the mismatched tuners. And
Right,
they do that, but it's like the tuning pegs. Come on, like that's the part that goes bad the quickest, I think. You know.
Nice. And like pickup wise, like what is your philosophy on where you go?
Like within the selectors.
Yeah.
Man, I'm using every pickup, probably the mid, just the middle,
Really?
straight up the least.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, like
I can't find anyone who's a fan of the middle pickup.
I'm a fan of it. It's just like I mean, on this guitar too, it's like it's a thing. You know, it's like I guess you need the comparison, like the neck, smooth, then the bridge, nice and out of tune, but then mid is like. It's not even a combination. It's like its own thing. And when you like dial back the tone on it too, that's how I would use it more.
And
like
so you use your tone knobs too.
all the time. Yeah, like this is like these are changing every 10 seconds. I feel, you know.
Huh. So when I was talking to you about setting this thing up, you're like, oh yeah, great. You know what? We'll plug into my Fender Super.
Yeah.
You know, and then last week you picked up something else. So
yeah.
Tell us about your amp situation, because this isn't even all of them.
yeah. So this Super is like they only made 250 with the wheat grill, and then like the blood red chassis, and it's got Celestion greenbacks in it, and then the normal channel's modded to a tweed circuit, so it sounds like a Bassman, like the normal channel, which is sick. But over here it's just your typical blackface, and it's a great amp. It's just it's 410s. It's your typical Super. It's like I think it's a normal Super, nothing different in the circuitry. And that was my main amp when I was really young, and then like for the last like 6 months, I guess, or so. And then I was using this orange Rockerverb 50 with the 212 open back cabinet for like really from when I was like 18 until so like almost 6 years. That was it. I mean, I think you probably recognized that.
I saw this on your porch before. Yeah.
When we did the porch gigs. But I've been wanting something like actually like size-wise smaller but louder, because it's like the orange has a character, and it does, even though it's a 50-watt tube head, it breaks up in this way that it's not, I don't even know if it's breaking up or if it's just like the tone circuit has like an edginess to it, because it's like a metal amp.
Right.
And then the Super has an amazing character and amazing voice, but it's a size-wise big, and then at 4.5 when you start slamming the strings, you start to get that like kind of squashy compressed tone.
Oh really?
So I just wanted something completely clean but wasn't solid state, because I have the Quilter solid state, and that's a great amp too for solid state, and it's just super loud and clean, but it's solid state, and it has that like it's missing that like 2%.
Now, what did you bring on with you on your tours and stuff?
On the last tour, I had the orange and the quilter in case I blow it, because I have blown that amp.
Yeah.
On bad, like we play bars sometimes, so it's like circuitry can be hellacious. So it was the orange or the super, and then like always the quilter as a backup.
Did you ever have to
Use the quilter?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had tours where it's like, okay. And it's also good because the quilter is really small and weighs like 20 pounds. So.
Well, you have to fit everything into your van.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And then,
how does that impact what you're thinking gear-wise?
that was why I wanted to get a smaller amp, because I'm trying to have more room in the van, and we're doing like a 2-week run in June, so I was like, I need a smaller amp before that tour.
It's not that much smaller.
But it's small enough to where I can put it behind a seat. It's not going to take up like space in the actual like gear part of the van.
That should be like on the thing, like it's got these Celestians, this tone circuit, fits behind a seat in a minivan.
Exactly. That Fender. Get at it. Like yeah, and then the other amp I have is a Supro Royal Reverb with the 210s, and that's like 65 watts, but that thing is like made to break up, and it's all bass. And the reverb is like this weird deep. It's too heavy, so the reverb is like useless at gigs.
Okay.
A great amp, but not for me. And and it's like, if you want the Supro character, then and you can rock it, like it's the amp, but you're stuck to that character. And it's like, it's only a 2-knob, bass and treble, and I like to have the mid control. Or at least like a bass, like on the orange, I use the clean channel, and the bass has like as you turn the bass up, it scoops the mids. So that worked for me because I like a scooped mid, and the super has that. And now my newest amp, the Twin, has the mid, and like, I mean, you can tell, like, I have the bright switch off, the treble's at 2.5, middle's at like 5.5, and the bass is at 6. It's like, I'm not running like anything really too high, and then the volume's at 2 for in here, and I've never turned it above 3 since I got it. So,
Wow. Let's see what this thing can do.
Yeah, and we're on the low wattage thing too, so that should be like also noted. I was thinking chord names and nine, trying to like play a lot of nines and like throw in some weird tensions in there. That's kind of based off of Miles Davis' Fade to Blue, or Blue. Excuse me, Blue and Green. Blue and Green, yeah.
Nice. And you're always thinking about like intervals and
sometimes, not so much when I'm playing at a gig, but when I'm at home, I feel like my mind is like, and then at a gig, I'm kind of like thinking about like, where's the prettiest girl? Where's the prettiest? How much money are we making right now?
Right. How many people are at the bar?
Yeah. Like, how long is the drive after the gig? Yeah. Is that back pain, like my back breaking, or is that just a muscle?
Wow. The stuff you think about.
Yeah.
Of course, we're here to talk about stomp boxes.
Exactly.
You brought some amazing stuff here.
Yeah.
Is this pretty much what you were on the road with?
Yeah, this is my board, and when I put this together in the pandemic, I was like, I want to put together a board that I won't change. And I've changed a few things since then. Pretty significantly was the upgrading to the Automatone. Right.
Let's get to that one last, because that's where we're going to spend most of our time, I think.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of Strymon stuff.
Yeah.
Your tuner, you like the TC Electronic Polytune. Let's start there.
Yeah, it's okay. I would prefer a Boss tuner, but it takes up just like a 20th of an inch too much.
I see that. Yeah,
the cables are literally touching.
It's literally up against the metal rails on your.
Yeah, so I had it's not a great tuner.
What kind of board is this?
Temple Audio, and I get a nice like 30% discount from them,
Nice.
which is cool.
Temple Audio.
Temple Audio, they're the best. It's like the sturdiest, and the stuff's like bolted in. It's not going to move anywhere.
Do you have the bottom plates on any of those, or is it just the strapped in? Okay.
Yeah. No, they're like adhesive onto the bottom, so it's like took me a long time to figure out. Like I messed up so many times planning it out,
Right.
like where the pedal's gonna go, and now I got it. Like,
But before you left, you knew you needed to have the same thing night after night.
yeah, totally. And this, I mean, I used to have like a 12 pedal board, and this is still like more than like I need. I could get by with like probably just the tuner, overdrive, and reverb. Everything else is just
Don't
fun.
tell anybody that. We need all the pedals.
We do. Yeah. This isn't big enough.
So walk us through your signal chain here.
Right. So it comes in, and we go into the Keeley neutrino, and then it comes out of the neutrino into my compression, the Ego by Wampler. Comes out of that into the Mythos Argonaut, which is like a ring mod. It goes from the ring mod, the Argonaut, into the Automatone into the Strymon Lex, which is a rotary simulation, into the tuner, and then it comes out of the tuner into the delay, and from the delay into the reverb and trem. Now, I should note, like, people have given me some flack about putting the tuner last in the chain, but check this out. Like, this is the reason why. Like, say, you don't have... I'm using the reverb pedal now. Like, that's the Flint. And you have delay. Like, but you have this drive. Like...
Yeah, it's your kill
It's
switch.
clean. Yeah, it's the kill switch. Yeah.
And you don't have anything else in here that's gonna... I mean, other than, I don't know what the ring mod type thing might affect the tuning, but you're
Right.
smart enough to know not to try to tune your guitar when it's doing a thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's like, if I hit the kill switch, it's at the end of a song, and then like I'll maybe hold the delay for infinite things and do like something with that.
Oh, okay. I get
so
it.
the guitar isn't buzzing, or it's like, the problem too is like if you're doing like I mean, we all know that like the it's like that infinite thing.
The most fun thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But if like you're really rocking and the pedals are on, and you bend down to do that, like,
oh yeah,
I've had just the like that, like the highest frequency just like blow your ears out
Yeah.
with the guitar feedback. So it's like you got to have the kill switch for all this crap, and
Right.
and if not, and if it's at the front, then you're just gonna hear like under it,
Right.
So it's
So
like,
tell me, I want to hear the neutrino and this Argonaut thing.
yeah,
What are you doing there?
So the neutrino is just like it's the like the auto wah, like. Super simple, pretty straightforward setup too.
And you're using that in place of a wah pedal there, basically.
Sometimes I bring a wah with me.
Okay.
I use it more as like
it's got that 60s, 70s.
yeah, it's like the Jerry Garcia thing,
Right.
Or like
Zappa.
when we do like Thundercat stuff. I use it like kind of Tom Misch was I got really into Tom Misch, and then I was like, I need an auto wah, and like or I mean, I'm sure you have John Mayer fans like. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like
Nice.
it's a super useful effect. And then the Argonaut. This will freak you out.
Right.
I got some circuitry problem going on in the somewhere, but I'll fix that. But
Is that like a bit crusher?
kind of, it's it's like a octafuzz without the fuzz is like how it's sold, I think, but like. And then, but when you're on like a more mellow, like the neck pickup, you get this higher overtone. But then bridge.
Floating in a carrier from some sort.
Yeah, and chords sound great. Any harmonics that like are in dissonance. Like that's just a minor third.
Yeah.
But major third sounds great. But I like to use it for like. You know, like, oh man, yeah, when you're up there, like.
It's that weird ring mod thing where you feel like it's like the barber pole kind of thing where you go down and it starts bringing something in from up high and vice versa.
Yeah, it's grandma's hearing aids. I love that one.
Yeah. You see a lot of this going on out there?
Yeah. Oh, that's like, I use that maybe like for like 2 minutes in like an hour and a half show, and it's always like it always is like I don't know if I should be doing this right now.
Yeah. You know? Just keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
So the Strymon stuff.
Yeah, great, man.
You got the Flint, the Lex, and the El Capistan.
Yeah. And the El Capistan, like mostly I just like I either use it for like a slapback. I use a lot of slapback, like but there were not that many repeats. Faster too. Like you know, it's like the country thing. Throw in some compression too, you know, like, and you have the boom, there it is, you know.
Cool.
And then the Flint, right now, because I have reverb on the Twin. That's just like, I mean, it's.
Oh, so now you're actually using the reverb in here.
That's just the amp reverb. So I have the kind of the Flint set for if like, you know, we're doing like a ballad. I have it set on the.
Oh, just go like super wet.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, and
nice.
then I used to have a nice jam pedals retro vibe.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't have room for that on the board, so I just use the harmonic trem to get a univibe. Honestly, man, like that's nice. It's like kind of a univibe sound, like when you're like I mean like. I can fake it, you know. It's not 100%, but close enough.
And is it usually running that fast?
It'll slow down. I know that's a little fast.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice. Now the thing we really want to talk about this.
Yes.
What is this monster here?
The Chase Bliss. It's a mouthful. The Chase Bliss Automatone Mark II preamp, I think is the official name of it. But if you look up Automatone,
it's the thing with the sliders on it.
You get a video of this, like the ghost faders, like
right,
man, like
that's what I'm doing here. There we go.
Boom, boom, boom. Like what? Come on, like that's ridiculous. You know?
Now, what are we seeing happen here besides a ghost?
All right, so
do that again, by the way, because I think it was out of focus.
Yeah. So, man, it's crazy. Like, so you have a completely tweakable overdrive here, and it has the Benson preamp built in.
Because you were telling me that, because I was showing you that I have the Benson preamp.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I kind of have one of those too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is this like the Benson fuzz preamp?
It must be the fuzz, because it has the Benson preamp, and it has fuzz in this.
Right.
So I can't answer that. That I don't know.
Let's just say yes.
Yeah, we'll say yes, and then Chase Bliss can comment and sue you. But yeah, it's amazing, man. Like, this pedal is the end all to all overdrive pedals, and it's like, and they make a fader cover, so if you're worried about getting dirt in there, like, it's all good. And it's like, if the motors stop working, it still will remember the presets. Like,
okay,
it's not like,
so it's just
that's just like a look thing.
Yeah,
but it's also, it's good to have too.
So when you do that, are you cycling through presets?
I am, yeah. So there's like there's three I guess banks that can each have 10 presets in them, and I'm using, and then so what, and they're so genius, man. Like, they have this one button which is all the way to the left, all the way to the left, right where the tip of my toe,
right,
which has a jump feature, so you can go from 0 to 5, and then from another number back to 0, right, from 5 to 0. So I have it to go from 0 to 5 because I just wanted 3. I wanted boost, heavy overdrive, fuzz. So
got it.
So you can jump, because rather than going through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, it's like you can have 3 or more, whatever.
And are those factory presets or ones that you came up with?
I made them. The factory presets were great, but like, this was I've spent hours. Hours.
So what does each fader on there do?
So all the way to the left is the volume fader.
Right.
Then you have treble, and then you get to the mid circuit, which the buttons at the bottom. So the button all the way to the left is the jump feature, which has nothing to do with sound. That's just to do with the presets. But then you have the mids, and you can set the mid circuit on the board to be before or after the preamp, or completely bypass it, and then you're just using the mid circuit that's built into the Benson preamp.
And we know how much you love your mids.
I love the mids when they aren't there. And then, same thing, still on the mid circuit, you have the Q variable, which you can go from like a wide, a wide effect. Like, so when you're adjusting that frequency, because in the mid circuit you have frequency and the amount. Yeah. You know, so you can adjust that, the length, the width of the variable, and then I'm jumping around, but then after you get out of the mid circuit on the faders, then there's the bass, and then there's the gain, which, you know, changes. The gain is like, I mean, it changes depending on, like, you can change the diode from like silicone geranium or back to the Benson preamp.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the gain sounds like wicked with the geranium, and then it just sounds so smooth with the silicone. You know, it's like the silicone is like your tube screamer, and I guess geranium would be like a rat or something like that. You know,
some of the earlier fuzzes that probably more later boutique ones.
Yeah. And then the last button is the fuzz circuit, which you can have off, an open fuzz, or the gated clipping fuzz.
Oh, so that's what I'm seeing here with with them changing color.
Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. Each button has three different presets. So right there, see, it went from 0 to 5. So now the button all the way to the left, the jump button, is disengaged because I go to 6, and that's where it jumps back to 0 for me, how I have it set. And then I have the mid circuit after the preamp. I'm using a very small variable, like Q variable. So it's like, I wanted where the mid knob is, I wanted that exact frequency pulled just a little bit. And then I'm using a silicone diode. That's the blue, and then there's no fuzz because it's off. So it's like you have three colors: off, blue, and green for each one. And then when I go to the fuzz, you know, all of a sudden I'm using the open fuzz because it's blue. I change my diode to a silicone. The variable is like the middle amount of effect, and then again, the mid circuit is after the preamp.
Okay. So when you're playing live, are you said you're just going between the three?
The three, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have my clean tone, So I really have like 4 tones that I use live. Like my clean tone, which is like all my rhythm stuff is
Careful, they'll yell at you if you're not in tune on this channel.
Oh, will they? Mm-hmm. Oh God. So clean tone, you know. And then my boost, which is, you know, pretty...
Okay, so that...
Yep, that's just to turn it on and off. That's the bypass, yep. Yep. No, this is just clean, and then to turn it on is the right switch. It's there. Oh, right there. When you're playing like on the neck pickup. That's like where you hear the mid thing going on.
All right, so that's the fuzz, or that's the boost.
That's the boost, yeah. And then I have the overdrive, which honestly, like, I only really use the boost if I'm hitting the overdrive, like. We're getting wild, you know. It's especially with this twin. Like, I mean, it's like this is like if
even like for solos.
I'm a clean player, and I'm trying to be cleaner than ever. Like, I mean, the gain is only halfway up. You know, it's like this is like as crunchy as I need it. You know. And then if I like need more oomph, I'll put the compression pedal on.
Right.
You know, it's like, I mean, check this out. Like, this is, I mean, it's gonna buzz like crazy, but like. Rips. That's all I need. But then if I need more, I hit the, and you can hear the check this out. Like, listen to, I'll do the same lick. Listen to how the diode changes and the mid circuit changes. Like, the diode actually doesn't change on that. It still cleans up like.
Oh, you're still in overdrive.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's because it's all analog, man. It's like, oh God, it's just. You know, it's good when you're like, oh my God, that sounds so good. You know, to your own playing.
Have you tweaked any of your settings now that you switched amps, or will your approach change at all?
I have done some stuff. I don't remember. I had like a night where I like sat and was like moving things like such an unmeasurable amount the other night, but I was like,
winding up where you started and be like, perfect now.
Yeah, well, I can't even remember. Like, that's the thing. Once you save it, you're like, there's no going back.
Oh, like there's no USB to like.
No, it's all analog.
Okay. Oh,
yeah. And if you want to save it, it's all you do is check this out. Like, it'll blink. You just press the right button and it blinks, and then it's saved.
It's like, this is me now.
Yeah. If only life was as easy as a Chase Bliss pedal, you know. Chase Bliss. And then lastly, I guess I'll show the fuzz. This is listen, that's so crazy. Like,
watching at home, everything in the room is shaking right now.
God, my ear is like, yeah, I mean, you're close, but yeah, here, I'll just show the gated fuzz too. So,
there we go.
So, and then the gated
that's the last
sound.
option.
Yeah. Turn the volume down on the guitar. And then when you put the Argonaut on. It's like I mean, like, come on, like.
So there's your Jack White solo right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's the Jack White, and there was my right eardrum.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to the fuzz where we just changed things, and like that's the thing, because I didn't save it. It does save what was there before it, because I didn't press this to save it. The double flash is the save, but yeah, just one more time. That just like, come on, like that is the most nerdy shit you've ever seen, man. Like, it doesn't get nerdier than that. Like, just like, that's probably so bad for it, but you know,
Especially with all the crumbs in there.
oh yeah, let's hope that's all that's in there.
Yeah. So did this replace like 3 other pedals, or did it let you do more that you weren't before?
You know, but when I first built this board to be my end all board,
Yeah.
I had the Vertex Tone Secret, which is like a tube screamer on steroids.
Yeah.
You can adjust the input and the mid frequency, so yeah, it's like a little bit, again with the mids, you have a little bit more control, and that's an amazing pedal. But this can do it. Like, this can do it. Is a little different. This, I feel like that all Vertex stuff is like so clean and it's like, it really is like a modern version of like vintage gear. It's almost like playing a Shure guitar versus playing a Fender.
Okay.
That's how I equate like Vertex. He's amazing. I love his stuff. But this is like playing like a Fender, if his is like playing like a Shure guitar.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. It does.
Okay.
I'm picturing it's a what's that SAT thing? Analogy?
Yeah, analogy.
It's an analogy.
It's an analogy.
It's an analogy.
But yeah, this is this honest, like I will play other overdrives. Like I played this great pedal by Walrus Audio, like this new one that came out, this orange one. I can't remember what it was called, and you could change the diode. And I was like, whoa, I know all about that, you know. And it sounded great, and I was like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, and like, yes, that's like a seventh of the price, you know, because you are paying for, but you're paying for like 20 different pedals, you know, that you can combine.
Anytime you can change something with your foot,
yeah,
totally makes it another league of useful.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is like, and I mean, I'm not even utilizing like the 30. I'm using 3 of 30 presets you could have saved.
I bet you could play Pong on that if you really tried.
You totally could, man. Yeah, that would be really, yeah. Drop the ball and let's hit it. Yeah.
So what does the future hold for Dylan? You got another tour lined up?
Yeah, I'll be on tour in June. I've got a 2-week, I think like 12 shows in 12 days.
All in New York, or at least
Midwest. That's the Midwest. And
okay.
then I've got like 14 shows this month in all across New York. Ending the month at the Falcon in Marlboro. That's the big show of the month. Yeah, tons of playing. I think I have like 80 shows the rest of the year.
Wow.
So keeping busy, you know, we do a lot of dates, everything from like small bars to like nice clubs, and sometimes we'll play the occasional theater. You know, it's like, yeah, we're just independent, trying to make a name and get bigger.
But you put on an incredible show.
Thanks, man.
The energy
Thanks, man.
is it almost feels damaging.
Thanks. It is. I'm going.
It makes
deaf.
you want to do some stupid stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah. Well, some people do stupid stuff in our shows, and but yeah, thanks, man. It's a lot of fun, and I work with great people that make it like, you know, that make it able to go to that energy level and stay inspired. So
right.
You know, I feel like I'm like, all I do is conduct, and then, but it's, you know, like the ensemble I always have is like always impresses, like makes me sound like I'm actually good, you know.
Oh, you're one of the best. I'm so glad you're able to sit here. Where can people find you on like the social medias and all that?
Instagram at Dylan Doyle Band, at Dylan Doyle Band. That's like the big one.
That's the big one.
Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, and then my website, DylanDoyleBand.com, and that's Dylan with a Y. DYLAN.
Do other people DILLON, I guess?
Yeah.
Let's not even go there.
No.
It's DYLAN.
It's DYLAN.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, that has like even spelling the letters has a flow.
Right.
You know, I could nerd out on why it should not be Dillon, you know.
But we're not even going to go there.
Dijon.
And what's the next thing you got coming up? We're on a Tuesday. What's going on this weekend?
This weekend we'll be in the Finger Lakes, up near Watkins Glen, Friday in Hammondsport, Saturday, and then we have a private show Sunday in Hammondsport.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, so busy week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, lots of hustling.
Well, keep at it, and thank you so much for coming.
This was awesome.
Here.
Let's do this again.
Absolutely,
this was great, man.
And hey, let me know if you like this, if you had fun. I know I did.
I had a blast.
Awesome. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'll catch you on the next one.